Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over an interesting find from the SEC website. So I think the finds ETFs are great, but they, I guess like along with Yieldmax, they get a lot of NAV erosion complaints. And this new proposed fund from NEOS might be the solution. Again, this is not final, but this could come out in maybe February or March 2024, depending on if the SEC approves this or not. There isn't a ticker yet, but there's probably might be triple QI, uh, like SPYI, because NEOS already has this SPYI ticker symbol. So I'm thinking the logical thing would be to have triple QI just to go against triple QY. But this again, this is just speculation on my part. Um, if you notice, the the date on this document is November 30th, and they checked off the 75 days after filing pursuant to paragraph whatever this is. So 75 days plus November 30th leads me to believe, even though it says February 2024 here, these are probably just placeholders, and it could slip into March 2024. But again, none of this is final. So the SEC decides, nope, you can't have it. Then unfortunately, we can't have it. Again, it's not final, but the name on this one is the proposed name is Nasdaq 100 Hedged Equity Income ETF. It's supposedly it'll have monthly distributions. The expense ratio is not final, but it might be 68 basis points like SPYI. Again, like I guess these are just placeholders until they have everything ready to go. The methodology is pretty interesting. It's similar to something that I covered already, XRMI from I believe it's Global X. So this is a covered call fund, but it also has a additional long put spread for protection in case of like down moves. So saying that it looks like they're trying to have these options out 6 weeks, and they're probably going to use the NDX option for I guess for tax efficiency. So based on the 1256 uh, tax methodology, it's 40% short-term tax rate and a 60% long-term tax rate. And then so this is similar to what some of the Curve Invest and the SPYI, the same portfolio managers. So this is interesting. So they actually have a rough estimated performance. In 2020, it returned 19%, and 2021, it's 9%. And then, because this is actually based off of a older fund, and I'll show you in a minute, they're trying to work out like I guess like, since inception, like return after taxes, at 10.98% isn't that exciting. But keep in mind, the older fund, it's not using like a put spread for protection. It's actually using a long put. So that leads me to believe that it's probably a little bit more expensive to buy a long put rather than a long put spread. So the performance in this new fund might be a little bit better. But again, this is just my guess. And as you can expect, just looking at the old ticker symbol NUSI, it underperformed like the index. But you have to expect that because if you're paying for protection, you're gonna have lower performance. But in theory, um, also lower volatility. So you have to kind of balance that out for yourself to see if that's what you want. As you can see, the price performance, it's not that exciting, but like let's say you bought at, I guess like around like maybe 28 over here, uh, and then like it fell down all the way down to, let's see, what is this? Probably below. Looks like it might be 18. $10 drop. It's almost, I guess like yeah, I guess it's up to you to decide whether that's acceptable or not. But to me, it's, given that you're paying for insurance, it's not too bad. So, you know, for most of the lifetime, it's been in the 20s. So the price performance doesn't look that bad. So the long put spread, well, could provide like a similar type of protection. The yield itself isn't that exciting. But again, it's still, pretty speculative at this point, whether or not like it'll perform. Again, I expect that, you know, if you're paying for a long put spread instead of a long put, it'll be a little bit cheaper. And then also that should translate to like slightly higher performance. And again, like the expense ratio, as I speculated earlier, could probably be 68 basis points, similar to what um, this older fund had. And then, again, this is just like gossip on my part. The fines ETFs, they're probably looking at this too, or maybe to see like similar strategies. Um, and then also, as mentioned, like in a older video that I had not too long ago, that there's other zero DTEs starting to come out. So I would like to see them like kind of come back with like uh, an ETF that does like the cash secured puts on any of these indices: GLD, SLV, TLT, UNG, and USO. And then maybe like if they decide to do like a similar product where they do a collar, again like selling covered calls, but then also buying puts for insurance, that could be also pretty interesting. Um, Again, like like the overall distribution should be lower because you're paying for insurance, but it could be interesting for some of you that might not like NAV erosion. So, defines, if you're watching, please consider these new ETFs. Again, I think everybody, uh, I think in 2024, we're going to be in for a good time, just because like there's more competing products out there. And they're also, I think NEOS is doing a smart thing by bringing out something that's a little bit different than what's already available out there. Uh, because I think, like, aside from XRMI, I'm not aware of too many other hedged ETF products like this. So, and this is like because like NEOS and Curve, they kind of have like this uh, sort of like a similar product differentiation strategy. Like how like YieldMax and Defiance have the same managers. So it looks like Neos and Curve Invest have their own set of managers, and they're trying to come up with similar products. So I'm thinking Neos might be able to outperform on like the price, meaning like they probably won't have like as severe NAV erosion just because of like the long put spread. But in terms of yield, it it might not be as good as say like triple QY. But again, it depends on how they structure their I guess like the strike selection, and then like also like the timing aspect as well. But it's always definitely good to have like different products out there so that no one fund company, like I don't want them to get lazy and complacent. So I think I guess it benefits everybody all around. And I think just in general, we should have other income-based investments just in case. So this could be like a nice, maybe like a nice complement. Like if you already have a triple QY, um, having maybe like a small amount of whatever this fund turns out to be, that could be like a way to kind of hedge yourself as well. So I'm all for this if it does come out, and obviously, like the SEC doesn't, um, I think it has a lot of too much power, but that's just my opinion. So hopefully this does come out early next year. And again, like just like similar to all other products, like we don't have any control over the absolute strike selection, and the like unfortunately right now the implied volatility is getting a bit lower, but it could perk back up in the new year, like depending on what happens after the holiday season. Like even if you buy insurance, the price could still go lower. Uh, yields won't be consistent month to month. And so far, a lot of these products, you can't borrow against them yet. So, it's just something interesting to keep an eye out on. I definitely will be. And once again, thank you so much for all my new subscribers. Uh, of course, like I appreciate all the subscribers as well. Please comment and like all that good stuff. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.